In today's video, we're going to be talking about whether or not Barry Hankerson is still in control of Aaliyah's estate. So if you're interested, keep on watching.
You think you know, but you have no idea. This is the diary of Aaliyah.
So before we get into today's video, I just want to say that everything that I will be saying in this video is not 100% facts. I just want to let you guys know these are not facts. These are just theories. So yeah. And I also want to say that if you're going to come here under my video and try to correct me, just click out of this video because I don't care. So without further ado, let's get into it. So what I want to talk about first is Barry Hankerson's age. I looked it up on Google and it said that he would be 73 today. And I just feel like he's getting to that age where he should just let Aaliyah's estate go into someone else's hands. And I know 73 is still pretty young, you know what I mean. I'm gonna get into every reason as to why I'm questioning whether or not he has control of her estate. And there's things that I've just noticed about the things that's been going on with these Aaliyah projects. So like I said, he's supposedly 73 years old. How do we really know that he is the one behind her estate anymore? It is now 2021 and we don't know who is in control of everything that's being put out Aaliyah related. So yeah, let's just get into why I'm questioning whether or not he is in control anymore. So back in 2012, there was this song. Well, first I just want to say that back then, 2013 and before, a lot of fans were asking for, you know, Aaliyah projects or more Aaliyah music basically. And so that's what Barry Hankerson later on gave them. And because they were asking for music, Barry Hankerson put out 2 songs, I believe, maybe 3. One called Enough Said featuring Drake, and the other one is Don't Think They Know featuring Chris Brown. And another song that came out was Quit Hatin'. I don't know who released it. Like I said, every Aaliyah fan is in the dark on who is in charge of her music now. Everything that just goes on surrounding Aaliyah. And I'm really curious as to know who is behind all of this. Like I said, in 2012 there was a song put out by Barry Hankerson and he threw Drake on the track, which was called Enough Said. I'm sure we all know that song. And that came out on August 5th of 2012 once again. And so that was the first song that was released with Aaliyah's name, and we all know that that was released because of Barry Hankerson. And Barry Hankerson got artists today to feature on Aaliyah's songs, and from what I seen on the internet, they didn't really get that he probably thought they would. A lot of people were disappointed at Drake for even hopping on her music. I don't think that people really were happy. But anyways, Enough Said came out, and then he dropped another song by Aaliyah, another unheard song by Aaliyah called I Don't Think They Know, which featured Chris Brown, and that came out June 17th in 2013. So the reason why I'm making these songs a point is because these songs were released by Aaliyah's uncle, Barry Hankerson. And as you can see, he was open to releasing her music. He was one to, you know, give the fans what they were actually asking for. So after those 2 songs came out, Aaliyah fans were asking for her music to be released on platforms, or I think they were asking for either more music or for her music to be put on, you know, platforms so that people can get them or whatever. And so there was this post that came out. If I can find it, then I'll put it up here, but if I can't, then basically what it said was that they're working on getting her music on platforms, which that never carried out, and we never heard anything about that at all. And after he released those songs, no more songs were released after that other than Quit Hatin'. And I don't know if her uncle released that one or who, but as you can see, her uncle was releasing her music like the fans wanted, and then out of nowhere that just stopped, as if somebody took over Aaliyah's estate and all the music stopped. And what we know the Haughtons for is being MIA. They don't show themselves, they don't update on Aaliyah, they don't update on anything. They rarely show themselves. Rashad came out a few times for, you know, Aaliyah projects, and that was it, and then he went back MIA. So we know the Haughtons for being MIA. And so after those songs was released, no more songs were released, which made me think, okay, maybe Barry Hankerson doesn't have control over her estate anymore, or he'd be releasing more music. So let's be honest, the Haughtons are very stingy, you know? We can't even get them to do a movie. I know that, well, they should be over mourning by now. I know it's probably never gonna heal completely because that was their daughter slash sisters. And on top of that, they had to lose Michael Houghton. But, you know, to carry on her legacy, I just feel like they should let us in a little bit on her life. Whether or not they want to go into depth of her relationships or not, they could just go into depth of how her life was with her immediate family. But no, we can't get anything from those people. And that's exactly why I don't really like to support Aaliyah projects, because I don't know. Anyways, that's not about the video. It's like I said, there was like this sudden change in the path that her day was being handled, and it automatically changed, and the music stopped coming out and automatically just went quiet for a very long time until 2018. So from 2013 to 2018, that's 5 years later that something came to the light. 5 years later, which was Aaliyah for Mac. Aaliyah for Mac was released in 2018 on June 21st. Well, it was released online June 20th, and it was released in stores June 21st. And I looked all of this up. If you don't believe me, look it up yourself. This is accurate information, okay? So anyways, so then that came out, Aaliyah for Mac, and we all know that her brother was behind it. Her mom, the Haughtons basically, were behind that. And it's like, where was her uncle while doing all this? He's the one that's supposed to be in control of her estate. So that's when the questions came pouring in. I'm like, maybe it's because of his old age. Maybe he finally decided to sell her estate back to the family because they wanted it anyways, and I don't blame him. But maybe he sold the estate. And why I say this is because after those 5 years from Barry Hankerson releasing those music videos, it was a big blank. And then 5 years later, they come out with Aaliyah for Mac, this Aaliyah app, and then they came out with Aaliyah's wax figure. So I'm like, okay, they came out Rashad, and this was the Haughtons too. Rashad was behind all of this. So I'm like, okay, so if the Haughtons are behind all of this, did they do this so that they could buy Aaliyah's estate from the uncle? You know, get the money? Because basically they paired up with Mac. So Rashad would have got 50% or however they worked it out, and Mac would have got that other 50%. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, maybe they did these things, you know, make the Aaliyah for Mac, the Aaliyah app. I think you can go on there and buy stuff on the app. Maybe they did that to work up enough money to buy her estate from the uncle, because you never hear about the uncle anymore, you know? And like I said, the reason how I know he, you know, put out those songs with Drake and Chris Brown is because I believe it was mentioned when those songs came out. I forgot where I heard it from, but I know that I heard it. And yeah, and then after that, you don't hear that Barry Hankerson is a part of this Aaliyah for Mac. You don't hear that he's a part of her wax figure. You don't hear that he's a part of the Aaliyah app. That's all Rashad. You know, that's all Rashad. And what if he bought her estate? You know? And so that's where the question comes in at. Who really has control over her estate today? Is it still the uncle, Barry Hankerson? Or is it Rashad and Diane Houghton? You know, and the reason why I say I point the finger at them now is because they're very stingy when it comes to releasing Aaliyah stuff. And if you look at the rest of the puzzle pieces with Aaliyah projects, they have been releasing pointless stuff that wasn't even asked for. So, you know, they released a bobblehead of Aaliyah. They released a bump box of Aaliyah, a puzzle of Aaliyah, merch. I can understand merch, so I'm not even gonna name that. But they're releasing weird stuff. And the reason why I think that Rashad could be behind this is because he actually posted about the bobblehead. So that just tells you that he supports that. Now, I don't see him supporting the beatbox and the off safety puzzle, but I'm sure maybe he is supporting it, and maybe I missed it on his page. But I just feel like now like 2018 and up, he's been involved with Aaliyah's projects more, and the uncle just went MIA. I don't know if you guys are following what I'm saying, but I just feel like I see a pattern with all of this. You know, Barry Hankerson was more of the, you know, type to release her music and give the fans what they actually wanted, which I don't think the Houghtons really wanted her music released, because I feel like that's what got her killed anyways. And I feel like maybe they know that, or maybe they know something was off with her death. But anyways, that's another story. But he was releasing music, and then out of nowhere there was this big 5-year pause from Aaliyah content from them. And then out of nowhere, Rashad just booms out. He comes out and he starts supporting Aaliyah for Mac. And I'm like, okay, so are they in control of her, you know, stuff now? Like, who is in control of her stuff? And there was another thing I seen on Instagram. It's on the Aaliyah page with the verified mark, that Aaliyah's estate is now in control of her YouTube channel, which makes me think, if her uncle was or is in control of her estate today, why would he try to gain control of her YouTube channel? That just sounds like something that the parents would be most likely to do rather than the uncle. I feel like the uncle was straight down to the point, and the parents are like withholding something. Who would want control of her YouTube? Who would, you know, do everything in their might to get that? Who is in control of her estate? You guys let me know what you think. Because I feel like Barry Hankerson is no longer in control. And I think that he silently maybe sold it. It's just a theory. These are all theories. But is it possible that he sold Aaliyah's estate off? Is it possible that the Houghtons are in control now? We'll never know. It's just a big question. So you guys let me know what you think down below about who could possibly be in control of her estate, or if you think that it's just still her uncle. And I know that after Barry Hankerson passes away, the estate automatically goes to the uncle, Jomo Hankerson. I don't know. Maybe he's in control of it all. You guys let me know. Is it still her uncle who has rights to her estate? Could it have been passed down to Jomo now? Or could it be the Houghtons? Let me know down below what you think. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.
Hate so bad.